Good morning to you. It is Tamika Chambers here with another question, a select all that apply that you can see. Normally I do my questions on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but Tuesday had a lot going on, you guys. And I always, I was thinking to use this as an example. When you don't get your studying done, don't beat yourself up. Be glad that you have another day and then you just start all over again or finish what you didn't finish the previous day. Okay, so no, there's no blaming, there's no guilt. You just keep on moving forward. All right, so let's tackle this question here. Which adaptation should the nurse caring for a client with diabetic ketoacidosis expect the client to exhibit? So we got some words in here that some people are not familiar with. I've had it with my clients. Adaptations, what does that mean? Exhibit, what does that mean? So adaptations are basically how the body's adapting. We're looking at signs and symptoms. And then diabetic ketoacidosis, an exhibit means to show. So what you're looking at here, if you paraphrase this, is that what signs and symptoms would someone with diabetic ketoacidosis show? My keywords, adaptations or signs and symptoms, you can go ahead and put that in, diabetic ketoacidosis. Select all that apply. So what do you need to know the difference between? You need to know the difference between hypoglycemia and hyperglycemia. Let's look at our selections here, answer selections. We know we're going to be selecting definitely one, if not, and more, if you will. So A is, would it be sweating, low PCO2, retinopathy, acetone breath, elevated serum bicarb? Go ahead and make your selections. And I want you to think about why you selected what you selected, because you want to look at the rationale and see if your thinking is in alignment with the rationale, with the question's rationale, right? And then go ahead and pause, and then you can return. All right, so I'm going to continue on. So diabetic ketoacidosis, we look at A, sweating. We know sweating is not the answer. Why? Because it is part of the hypoglycemia response or symptoms, because we have the flight or fight. Think about a bear or a lion. If it was in your room and walked in your room, you would start sweating, right? Palpitations, anxiousness, tremors. Those are all part of hypoglycemia, because remember, hypoglycemia turns on the flight or fight response. So if you can remember that. Low PCO2, why? That is the answer, because guess what? With hyperglycemia, we have what? The 3 Ps, polyuria, polydipsia, polyphagia. And we also have where they have the Kussmaul breathing, because they're trying to blow off that acid. Because remember, diabetic ketoacidosis is metabolic acidosis. Why? Because the body is not able to use the sugar. There's not enough insulin on board. So it starts breaking down fat. And a byproduct of fat is ketones, right? And that can make the system, that makes the system acidotic, right? So the body starts breaking down fat and protein. Retinopathy is not the answer, because retinopathy is a disease. It is a chronic condition that can happen for someone who has had diabetes for a long time and has not, and also too, if they have not controlled their diabetes. So retinopathy is disease of the eye. Retina, that's the key word that's in there. Pathy is disease. D, acetone breath. Yes, they get the fruity breath. All that sugar that's on board, right? It's not getting into the cells. And no to elevated serum bicarb, because it's, again, metabolic acidosis. And what's going on is that they have low amounts of bicarb. The body is trying to compensate, though, by blowing off the CO2 and trying to regulate the metabolic, trying to compensate for the metabolic acidosis. So our answers are B and D, and you can take a look here, B and D. And again, Kussmaul breathing because of the metabolic acidosis, so they have low CO2. And then sweating, as you can see, why sweating is not the answer. Retinopathy is a disease that happens over long-term diabetes. And then you could just look at E on the answers. So again, remember, here's the thing, is that you know more than you think you know. You can do this. You have the ability to really figure out what these questions are. And let me get back to that question. There you go. So this is a great question. Select all that apply. Diabetes, as you know, diabetes is millions of people have it. You want to know about it. I'll talk to you guys soon. Make this lifetime great. You got this. You can do it. Take your time. Answer the questions. Maximize your questions. And do know that I do have notes that's in my link. My link is in my profile if you want to take a look at those and purchase those. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care of yourself. Make this lifetime great. Take care. Bye.